everyone, my name's Deeper Jungle, and thank you for tuning in to another episode, and today I'm going to be doing a beginner's guide to the Titanfall 2 beta, so without further ado, let's get started. Now, one thing that I do want to say at the beginning of this video, yes, I do know it's called the multiplayer Pre-Alpha Tec Test, but for this video, I'm going to be calling it the Titanfall 2 beta, or the Titanfall beta, okay? Okay. Now, let's get right into the tips. So, you might have started playing Titanfall and maybe you didn't play the original Titanfall, or you just downloaded it. Hey, let's go and have fun, let's download the Titanfall 2 beta, and you might want to know some tips. So the first tip that I have for you, and that's going to be your sensitivity. Now, chances are you're probably going to want to change your sensitivity because the default sensitivity on the beta is actually pretty low. I would say, if let's say you were to be comparing it to maybe Black Ops 3 or something, it's probably in the range of maybe a 3 or 4 or maybe even a 2 sensitivity. And that's just the default one. So what you're going to want to do if you're going to want to change it, at least on PlayStation 4, you're going to want to click on the options button, go down to settings, and then you'll see the sensitivity, and I would recommend that you change it to high. High sensitivity is also, it says 3 next to it. That is usually what I would find if you were to be comparing it to Black Ops 3. It was around a 7 or 8 sensitivity, and that's usually good. I mean, you can move around, you can actually move around easier than with the default sensitivity, and I find that's a very good sensitivity if you want to get started. If you really want to go upper to a very high sensitivity, that's something that I would say is around a 10, 11, or 12, and then once you go up to like the insane sensitivity, that is out of the park, like very fast moving, and it's probably harder to control unless you have like a very tall control freak, or you're just used to playing on a very high sensitivity. Then of course you can go and do that. So yeah, that's my first tip. And the next tip that I'm going to have, so this is something that I found out when you're choosing out a Titan. Now there's two different Titans for the Titanfall 2 beta. One of them is called Ion and the other one is called Scorch. Now Ion, I would say, is better for fighting Titans. That's just because he has a light machine gun and he has all these other things, and I really find that it's useful for fighting Titans, and it's a little bit harder when it comes to fighting infantry because, I mean, you have to stay on target a lot longer, and that is something as compared to Scorch. And Scorch, he has a siege weapon, like it's a rocket type thing that you have to reload every single shot, and I would find that that one's usually more for infantry. You can find it that all you have to do is just aim at infantry on the ground and just shoot, and usually you would get the kill. It's also pretty useful when you're fighting against Titans, but since it has a very slow reload time, I would recommend that you play more fighting more infantry as compared to Titans. So if you want to see on screen, basically Ion I find is better for Titan fighting, and Scorch is better for infantry fighting. Okay, now let's move on to the game modes. Now the game modes in Titanfall 2 are Bounty Hunt, Amped Hardpoint, and Pilot v Pilot. Now if you want to know what these will really compare to maybe Black Ops 3 or Call of Duty, Pilot versus Pilot is basically team deathmatch. It's the standard, you know, this is your team, you have to attack the other team, and the first team to 100 kills. The only thing is there's no Titans in that one. Amped Hardpoint is basically your domination game mode. I mean, you have the 3 flags or like hardpoint type things, and then what you have to do is you have to capture them. And that's really what those two are. And Bounty Hunt is the interesting one. How it really sum it up is basically your team versus the other team versus the AI. So how it works is you have like this point in the middle. You have two teams of just normal players, and they're just on both sides of the map, and in the middle of the map you're going to have AI. The AI at the beginning going to be pretty easy, like the grunts and the specters and stuff like that. They're pretty easy, but at the end you actually get Titans as enemies, and what you have to do is you have to go and kill the other team, as well as you have to kill the AI, and the other team has to kill your team, and they have to kill the AI. The AI is enemies against everybody, and what you do is then you get money, and then once you get the money you can deposit in the bank, and the person that gets the most amount of money, I believe, I don't know what the amount is, but the person that gets the most amount of money in the specific time or at a score limit, that person will win. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Also, one thing that I do want to say is that the Titanfall 2 beta is open for all consoles, the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Unfortunately, it's not on the PC, and yeah, that's what I want to say for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!